Have you ever wanted to figure out the timeline of the MCU? Well, I have, and that's what we're going to try and do today. Hey guys, what's going on? BlueJ here. So basically, a couple months ago, I sat down and watched all the MCU films right before Black Panther came out. So I watched from Iron Man to Black Panther. And basically, I found little key moments that really place these movies into an actual timeline. Well, no, I know there's an actual timeline, but like with actual like years and like time periods. So I wanted to explain to you guys what years I think these movies take place in, and I have like a whole thing. I just want to show it off to you, and I want to know what you guys think. So, why don't you just come with me? I've been working on this for a while, okay? Just give me a chance. Just come with me. I'll show you. Okay, so I know it's weird, but we gotta start with Iron Man 3. Just hear me out. So, we find out in Iron Man 3 that it takes place 13 years after 1999, which puts us in 2012. And you can tell it's like December because there's a bunch of Christmas decorations and stuff. So, Iron Man 3 happens in December of 2012. And supposedly, Iron Man 3 also takes place about 6 months after the Avengers, which means Avengers also happens in 2012. So it's perfect. But the only thing, here's where it gets confusing. So I'm going to jump around a little bit. We're going to go to Spider-Man Homecoming, and then I'll give you the real timeline, because Sony really kind of messed things up. Here we go. Let's jump forward to Spider-Man Homecoming. This movie takes place supposedly 8 years after the Avengers, and only 2 months after Civil War, which would place Civil War and Spider-Man Homecoming in, drumroll please, 2020. If this was right, it would be in 2020. How? How 2020? 2020 makes no sense. Well, that's the thing. Civil War doesn't take place in 2020. It takes place in 2016. So you know what? Here we go. Let's start over. We'll use Iron Man 3 and Avengers as 2012 and Civil War as 2016. So at the beginning of Civil War, it states present day. The movie premiered in 2016. So let's jot that down. 2016 for Civil War. Also, Thunderbolt Ross says, for the past 4 years, you've operated with unlimited power and no supervision. So, let's go back 4 years, and boom, Avengers 2012. Now, here we go. Here is the real timeline. Okay, it all begins with Captain America the First Avenger, which takes place in the early 1940s, around 1945. Steve Rogers becomes Captain America, scrawny kid to massive superhero. In this movie, we discover the first Infinity Stone, the Tesseract, aka the Space Stone. And at the end of this movie, Captain America crashes the jet he was flying into the ground with the Tesseract, freezing himself for many, many years. Now let's skip ahead 70 years. So we meet up with Tony Stark. Tony Stark gets kidnapped in early 2011, maybe around, let's say February, March. And this is when the beginning of Iron Man takes place. It's really crazy. So Iron Man, the entire movie takes place in 2011. He was kidnapped and held for many, many months, which means Iron Man just happens in 2011. That's all we're putting. 2011, Iron Man. At the end of the film, Tony reveals himself to be Iron Man, then we jump forward 6 months to Nick Fury's big week. And the only reason I know this is because in Iron Man 2's beginning, it is shown on TV that Tony revealed himself as Iron Man, and then it skips 6 months, which would make it late April, early May, in which these 3 movies happen in this order. Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor. In that order, and that is early May, late April. And then not long after that, the Avengers Initiative is, initiated. So the Avengers happens in May of 2012. And then about 6 months go by, as I said, Iron Man 3 happens, Tony's dealing with PTSD from the Avengers movie, where he goes into space and almost dies. And boom, Iron Man 3, December 2012. Next, we jump to Thor 2. This movie takes place about maybe a year after the Avengers, so I'm going to say summer 2013, Thor 2. Next, 2014, Captain America Winter Soldier happens. Steve moves to DC, works for S.H.I.E.L.D., finds out it's been infiltrated by Hydra agents, and finds out Bucky's alive and has been brainwashed by Hydra and became the Winter Soldier. So I'm saying Captain America Winter Soldier happens summer 2014. So these next two movies don't really matter, but Guardians 1 and Volume 2 take place in 2014, only 4 months apart. So Guardians 1 and 2, 2014, next. So let's get into 2015, and the Avengers assemble once again to take down Ultron, which Tony and Bruce created. Really sucks. But not long after, Scott Lang gets out of jail and becomes the Ant-Man. So Age of Ultron and Ant-Man are really the only two big events that happened in 2015. 1 year later, Civil War takes place. And as mentioned before, Spider-Man Homecoming takes place 2 months after Civil War. Also in 2016, Stephen Strange goes on a life-changing journey, becomes Doctor Strange, the sorcerer, not a surgeon. He can never go back to that. And then, during the beginning of Black Panther, we realize that Black Panther, the movie, takes place 1 week after Civil War. And then, the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp just came out not too long ago, maybe a month ago. And in the trailer, we don't get any info about when it takes place, only that it takes place after Civil War. That's it. This movie could take place in 2016 or 17, but we just don't know yet. There's not enough information. So the movie timeline right now goes Civil War, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Spider-Man Homecoming. All those happen in that order in 2016. And then there's Ant-Man and the Wasp, which could happen in either 2016 or 17. I'm going to say maybe it leans more towards 17 with Infinity War. But it could take place in 16 since it seems like Marvel wants to keep everything happening then. So then, let's go to the most recent film in the timeline, Thor Ragnarok. In this movie, once Thor is reunited with Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, he explains that Banner has been missing for 2 years, which means Ultron happened 2 years ago. That means Thor Ragnarok takes place in 2017. So Thor Ragnarok 2017, put that on the board. And the thing is, at the end of the movie, in the first end credit scene, which seems to happen directly right after the end of the movie, Thanos' ship shows up, which means Infinity War doesn't take place in 2018. Infinity War takes place in 2017. So it's been about maybe a year since Cap has gone rogue with like Black Widow and Falcon, and they've become vigilantes. And it's also been like a year that Doctor Strange has been around, and Spider-Man's only had a year to be more of a hero. Black Panther's only been king for a year. It's crazy, guys. So I'm saying Infinity War takes place in 2017. I'm putting a question mark on that because I am not sure. But the thing is, we will see. We will see very, very soon when this movie takes place. There's not much longer till we see this movie. But anyway, guys, what do you think of my timeline? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? I'd love to hear your feedback. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, why not hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when my other 2 Marvel videos come out this week. And if you enjoy those, just stay tuned. And if you really did like it, hit that like button. If you did not like the video, hit that dislike button. But I really hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video.